I'm Sarah from The Upcoming.
Hello.
Pleasure to be able to speak to you. Maybe you could start with a brief introduction to this film, Pamfir. For people who don't know anything about it, what can they expect?
Hello, my name is Dmytro Sukholytkyy-Sobchuk. I'm a film director from Ukraine. And here in Kazan the Realizators, I'm presenting the movie Pamfir. It's a story about the guy who wants to better for his family, and it's a very simple plot, and he wants to better for his family, and he should decide, or he do this in a regular way with honest, and second way it's to be and to do the criminal. So it's for a first look, for a first meeting, it's a very simple plot, but for me this it's a key for making the multi-layer story with a lot of sense and meaning when you come to the story with a lot of crossroads, with decisions and with characters who involved in this process, and it's like a multi-layers travel through this story like a through tunnel, and every time you will think, okay, I should back, but you cannot, the time is past and you move forward, and I think better to watch the movie than discuss about this from director, I think.
And obviously it's your feature debut after the short that you made, Weightlifter. So what made you decide that this was the right story for your first feature?
You know, I think the movie, and especially outdoor movie, when you share during the movie with your angle to the world, what you observe. And one of the idea was to show how idealistic can be the good or unconditional love, so they have like a side effect, and then not exist something only bright or only dark. So you know, our movies, I think it's very vitality, you know, with hope, with everything. But if you want to have the this hope and vitality, you should see how the darkness look. And the you know, strongest quote about this can be like the darker moment before the sunrise. So we will have the darkness, but it's a darkness before sunrise.
And can you tell us about your cast, in particular working with Alexander?
Alexander Yatsentyuk, he was, you know, our treasure. We make a big research with the casting director, with like more than 1 year searching. So we meet with him accidentally. It was a recommendation from one director who was try him to the one short movie, and we was meet. And the first meeting was so distant. You know, we like it was you know, to see each other and try to figure out what kind of a personality you are, and this inspired me a lot, because when I talk with actors, I don't care about his profession. I care only about how kind of a personality I meet, and what kind of a person who or she is, you know. And with him it was definitely the pure meeting, and we start talking not about the acting, not about the movie. We start talk about you know, first talk was about the family and his relationship and how it's going, and and after this I was discover a lot of things, a lot of his vision and his point of view to the life. And after this we meet again, and he had an incredibly deep power of the father. He is the father. He have a son, and on a moment when when we was start to shoot, it was COVID time, and this summer Alexander he cannot meet his son. So I think in this boy he was sublimated this year, because his son is almost the same age, for 3 or 4 years older, and he had the great connection with Stanislav, and you know, I'm very happy to have this truly relationship out of the shot and inside the scene. You can feel, so they are very close, and right now they every time go together, and it's, you know, like it's a friendship for years, not for like and me with Alexander also. The movie it's done, but I'm happy to see him in my place, and he invite me every time for some meeting, not because of the movie, but because we want to, you know, be together and talk about something.
And can you tell us about the look and feel of the film? You know, kind of the use of color, the kind of reddish tones that you see, and then the costumes you have for the Malanka holiday. But it's also a very local set story, and it feels like the location and the specifics were also important to you. So maybe you can talk through this.
Yeah, I like the one singer. He is from Ukraine, Evgeny Guts, Gogol Bordello. They have an album, Think Locally, Fuck Globally. So it's, yeah, so I think you can find in the very locally something what belong for everybody. It's like William Blake. He was an unknown artist who was make for money gravestone, you know, but he was amazing artist. And yes, to have something on a movie with unique, you can think only about the very particular thing in a how to say, sorry for tautology, for a local place. You can find in a local something what belongs for a lot of people, what can link with you know, some question what you can pronounce for yourself, and if you back to color, so the color in a movie it's belong for somebody. Then and you know, when you see the color, you can have some kind of a feelings. So to bring this feeling through colors, it was the idea. So we paint before the shooting the main colors what belong for a particular characters and places. So you can see how this color change, and if you know, be attention for clothes, for setting, so you see what kind of colors belong for whom from these characters. So, and they also evolutionate these colors, and to have them, it's mean to make also with the colors some kind of a road journey from one point to another. So, and all all this have a meaning and have a link with storytelling inside the movie.
And it's ostensibly sort of a crime thriller, but it's got so many other themes that come up about loyalty and about kind of family connections. So what do you hope that people will take away from watching it?
My expectation from after watching, I can describe this in a one word: aftertaste. If it will be the moment when the audience have this aftertaste and keep this movie in mind and make like a dialogue with this movie, with characters, and try to discover, some kind of questions what was raised during the storytelling. For me, it will be the biggest goal what I have on a moment when I create this movie. So.
And of course, no doubt when you were making the film, you could have never predicted that there'd be a war going on in your country right now. So do you think that it resonates in a different way than you might have thought when you were making the film, both at home and abroad?
I think for international audience, it will show how kind of a unique Ukraine and how kind of a unusual story can come from us. And for our participants, I think the directors who right now on a stage of the post-production or the finished movie, right now it's not so many theaters who work, but I think our mission to show Ukrainian audience, so we exist, our movie exists, and we're ready to show this movie not only in theaters, but also in schools. I mean, just in regular halls with a white wall and any kind of a stereo system, but just share. So we are there, and we are, can see even can show even for Ukraine who we are. That's the first, and the second, it's very like a irony. So in our movie, the west of Ukraine, this beautiful mountains with green landscapes and etc. It's a dangerous place, and right now it's a most peaceful and most calm and safety place during the war, where the people from Kharkiv, Kherson, Chernihiv, and a lot of refugees come to this part, and right now it's the most safely place for everybody. Our country is very big. Our movie, even for Ukraine, it's have some very local dialect, etc. So even for us, it will be the good meeting to know. So we are very different, but we are one nation.
And just very quickly, of course, you can see that in a time where people are dying and something so severe is going on as it is happening now, that culture maybe doesn't seem that important. But of course, when you see, for example, the Eurovision Song Contest, and perhaps, films showing here in Cannes, you can see the power of culture to actually provide some kind of international solidarity with people, such as people in Ukraine.
The international solidarity, it's I think it's in one hand because it's more linked with something abroad. But when these guys from Eurovision back to Ukraine, everybody was proud of this, and I can say when something good happened, it's a big hope for all people who right now fight against the aggression, against the war. So we have a so big potential, and we have so big reason to make like a hope. So it's a life what belong to us, So we stand and fight because we deserve it, because we have something unique, and we should protect this, because everything what come to our country, it's like I think for the glory of our country, and we ready to serve in a different way, and the culture also serve for this motivation. And when somebody see the winning, the hope is grow.
Well, that's been wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing all that with me.
Yeah.
And really enjoy the rest of the time presenting your film here in Cannes.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you for the interview.